Hello and welcome. This is Hena Talati and you are watching It's Tomorrow News. Mother Earth has several ways of healing itself from any damaging change. There have been several examples in the past for this. A new example of this has just recorded as scientists confirm that 1 million square kilometers wide hole over the Arctic has now closed. A rare hole in the ozone layer that was spreading over 1 million square kilometers in area was discovered by scientists earlier this month. The hole in the ozone layer, which is the portion of Earth's atmosphere that shields the planet from ultraviolet radiation, had first opened over the Arctic in late March when unusual wind conditions trapped frigid air over the North Pole for several weeks in a row. The hole was understood to be a result of low temperatures at the northern pole. If this record-breaking hole would have managed to move south with the air currents, it would have posed a direct threat to the humans. However, different agencies have confirmed that the hole over the North Pole has healed itself. It is confirmed that the hole was because of the polar vortex high-altitude currents bringing cold air to the polar regions, and the healing of the hole in the Earth's ozone layer has nothing to do with the ongoing reduction of pollution around the globe. It has healed on its own. The polar vortex has weakened, causing the normalcy in return of the ozone layer in the polar region. It is predicted that it will form again, but it would not affect the ozone layer as much as the next time. Such holes in the ozone layer are commonly formed above the Antarctic at the South Pole, especially during the austral spring, that is from July to September, since the stratosphere is naturally much colder around the time. The ozone layer hole over the Arctic at this time was caused by the strong and consistent polar vortex and resulting concentration of more ozone depleting chemicals than usual. Whether this is at all linked to climate change on Earth is still up for the debate. After looming over the Arctic for nearly a month, the single largest ozone hole ever detected over the North Pole has finally closed, researchers reported. The unprecedented 2020 Northern Hemisphere ozone hole has come to an end. According to the World Meteorological Organization, the ozone layer hole over Antarctica is one of the largest and deepest in the past 15 years. The hole is rounded at 24 million square kilometers. The 2020 ozone hole grew rapidly from mid-August and peaked at around 24 million square kilometers in early October. It is now covers 23 million kilometers above the average for the last decade and spreading over the most of the Antarctic continent. The large ozone hole in 2020 has been driven by a strong, stable and cold polar vortex which kept the temperature of the ozone layer over Antarctica consistently cold. Ozone depletion is directly related to the temperature in the stratosphere, which is the layer of atmosphere between around 10 kilometers and around 50 kilometers altitude. This is because polar stratospheric clouds, which have an important role in the chemical destruction of ozone, only form at temperatures below -78 degrees Celsius. These polar stratospheric clouds contain ice crystals that can turn non-reactive compounds into reactive ones, which can then rapidly destroy ozone as soon as light from the sun becomes available to start the chemical reactions. This dependency on polar stratospheric clouds and solar radiation is the main reason the ozone hole is only seen in late winter or early spring. Stratospheric ozone concentrations have been observed to have reduced to near zero values over Antarctica around 20 to 25 kilometers of altitude. During the southern hemisphere spring season, that is in August and October, the ozone hole over the Antarctic increases in size, reaching the maximum between mid-September and mid-October. When the temperatures high up in the atmosphere start to rise in the late southern hemisphere spring, ozone depletion slows, the polar polar vortex weakens and finally breaks down, and by the end of December, ozone levels returns to normal. The ozone layer was first discovered by the French physicists Charles Fabry and Henri Poisson in 1913. Ozone protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. Without the ozone layer in the atmosphere, life in earth would be very difficult. Plants cannot grow or live in heavy ultraviolet radiation, nor can the plants can serve as food for the most of the ocean life. With the weakening of ozone layer shield, humans would be more vulnerable to skin cancer, cataracts and impaired immune systems. Ozone is harmful at ground level, but high up the atmosphere, ozone level plays a vital role in the protection of all living beings. The sun propagates ultraviolet radiations, which has an adverse effect on living beings. This layer absorbs the radiations and prohibits them from entering the outer surface of the earth. The ozone layer resides in the stratospheric level on the Earth's atmosphere. The layers which occupy the lower part of the atmosphere remove the unwanted pollutants from the Earth's surface. This is again a reminder that we are organizing an online webinar on Zoom application to celebrate World Environment Day on 5th of June. We have dexterous professionals from the diverse fields who would be addressing on the topic of environment and climate change. To register for the webinar, click on the link below in the description. Do not miss the chance to learn from the experts. That's all for now. For more news updates, stay tuned with us. It's Tomorrow News, Hena Talati. For more weather updates like this, and please subscribe our channel.